Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 1Game1Life. My name is Typo, and this is Crusader Kings 3 Northern Lords Royal Court DLC. And things look a little different. I want to apologize so profusely for what happened to the last 50 minutes of gameplay. I started the recording, and my web browser in the background had Hulu up. I did not know this. If you try to record with GeForce, it registers that Hulu is running on your computer, and it stops the recording immediately because Hulu is against recording their shows and stuff like that. And so, where I thought I was recording for 50 minutes, I actually got none of it. And there's no way to get it back because of the way the game works. I'm so sorry. I want to run you through exactly what you missed, detail by detail, from memory right after it happened. This is obviously going to be an extremely short episode, and I really apologize for that. I wouldn't expect more than 15 minutes, but I want you guys to know exactly how it went down for the record books, and so that I'm so sorry. So what happened is, as soon as we got back on, we finished the war. For this land over here. We were taking Smolensk before, from Pereyaslavl, or whatever you want to call it. We successfully did that after a little bit, and we also took Slupsk, which has been renamed to Stolp for some reason, but this is where Slupsk was, and we took it. So those are the two wars we won, and very soon after we started playing, pretty soon at least, Vex II the Kind got her Know Thyself message at the age of 97. So we knew she was going to make it to 98. I was really hoping she'd make it to 100 since she made it so far, but alas, it was not to be. Moldavia's continued to kick ass. Sigir is just continuing his movement. He's at 61% to grabbing the High Chiefdom of Kiev right here. So he's going to grab a couple more counties there, and we were talking about how well he was doing. We made sure to check our empires. We're like, Hispania, we're good. 8 more counties, we don't have it. Francia, good. 2 more counties, we don't have it. Baltic Empire, good. 9 more counties, we don't have it. 7 more counties, we don't have it. Because if we make that enough for the empire, we got to make sure everybody wins that vote, you know? Carpathia, good. We need 3 more. That one was getting close. We had to pull back, make sure we didn't take anything. And Russia, we still have a good 32 to take. But when we take Lithuania, which is the plan, and maybe Estonia, Yarmaland, that will obviously increase pretty rapidly. The world is developing right here. When we took Slupsk, they were allied with Lithuania, and we noticed that at the time, they had 18,000 men. And I think it's because they had a holy order or something, but I was like, 18,000? That puts the Byzantine Empire to shame, who were at 5,000 at the time. Since then, they've come up to 10,000. Clearly, they're doing something right in the last couple of years. Mutawa Khalid is up to 17.5, which was the only entity I could find on the map that has more men than Lithuania, without the Holy Order being accounted for. Mutawa Khalid's still doing great, even though they're still trying to build up the strength they used to have once upon a time. Yeah, vassalage, that's not happening. For so many reasons. Recently waged war, that's not good. When did that happen? Also, Einar right before became a fornicator, so that sucked. I was trying to pardon him on it for the sake of the realm, but I couldn't figure out how. He's not a good learner, and we acknowledge that. Hopefully he'll get a lot of help from his soon-to-be wife, Princess Hala, who is also virtuous and amazing stat-lined. We already have 7 children that are absolutely stacked. This man right here, actually, I would like to raise him, perhaps. Can we do learning? Would it be too late to make that change? I want to try learning with this kid. Educate him myself. And try to... And I'm going to rename him as Drake. After a commenter I've had recently. And now it's Prince Drake. And hopefully Prince Drake can live up to expectations with his perfect stats, learning, all that good stuff to get our development and everything else going as we intend to. So, back to what we were doing, though. We were watching for some stuff. We did a grand right and got some perks to where we boosted our gold a little more, seeked more indulgences, all that good stuff like we always do. And otherwise we kind of sat back. We held court, which increased the man's development by 50 progress again, which is up to 32 now and growing. Let's go. Because Framsa's also doing fantastic. We've been working on Algero down here, and we upgraded all the way from having no trade port, basically, to halfway, almost at shipwrights. So that's crushing it. We've got all of these castles and cities about to be done and ready to go. Actually, a lot of them are ready to go. So we'll go ahead and get that started, I suppose. Build some guilds. Trade port. Because this gives these buildings give development growth, which make them the most important to me. We need a pilgrim's quarters here, which have a lot of building we can do. Anyway, this is a we'll get to that. We'll get to that. And I'm getting sidetracked because the game is good at grabbing your attention. And yeah, so after he became an adulterer, we made sure all the votes were still good. The votes were still great. People didn't seem to mind. They're like, all right, this guy right here, Einar, we're all supporting it. Sicily obviously went to Osolf because Einar didn't qualify for Sicily for whatever reason, so Osolf got that, so that's good there. He's still alive somehow. Who knows how? Who knows? And yeah, we have a bunch of artifacts and stuff we need to equip next time. Our stewardship is way low. We need to fix that soon. And I just wanted to apologize so much. We can also go to Lineage here, and we looked at all of our rulers up to this point. And we went Filkir Ode drank himself to death, and Freya drank herself to death like Ode before him. Filkir Ode the Great and Terrible. And then we had Freya, Vex the Poet. We had Saga, and we had Vex the Second the Kind before. Now we have Filkir Einar. Ode was, he founded a faith, founded a house, he was a cultural head, was dreaded, living legend, religious icon. The lifestyle just shows their latest lifestyle, not their most used ones. That's not accurate, but you know, whatever. And fought in 60 wars in his 76 years of life. Freya, who we controlled for 30 years, was a cultural head, was dreaded, living legend, religious icon, and fought in 23 wars in the 30 years we controlled her. Filkir Vex died at 74 years of age. Freya was our oldest up to this point, 85. Who was a cultural head, living legend, religious icon like they all are, and had fought in 54 wars in 53 years. Vex was going to work. Then Saga was our baby. That's the one that died at the youngest age so far, at 71. She was a cultural head, dreaded, living legend, religious icon, and 32 wars in 30 years. So we start to reach the point where more than a war a year. And then Vex the Second, who was a cultural head, dreaded, living legend, religious icon, who fought in 37 wars in 31 years, one of which was a Great Holy War. So, and you can see we controlled most people for about 30 years. 76, then 30, 53 with Vex, then 30 with Saga, and 31 with Vex the Second. And so maybe we have another 30 with Einar. We'll see, right? This is now our 6th Filkir in the line of our lineage here. And it's been quite a journey getting to this point. Every character has been fairly unique. And I'm excited to see what Einar brings to the table as kind of the dummy of the group. Loved by the people, but not very intelligent. And not really good at most stats other than prowess and diplomacy. But he's pious. He's a poet. People love that. And he's beautiful, genius Herculean. So genetically, he is pristine. And so, it'll be definitely different playing as Einar, but we'll see how it goes. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm so sorry about losing the recording. I can't apologize enough that you guys won't be able to see it. But here is where we are now. I tried my best to explain exactly what happened with the best that my memory has to offer. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and I will answer any questions I can to the best of my ability. But this is where we'll be picking up next time, so thank you so much for being here, for joining me on this journey. Feel free to not like this video or subscribe, because I'm so sorry about this, and this is where we pick up in 1086 AD next year. No, not 1086 the year. We pick up next time. So, thank you again, and I'll see you all for controlling Filkir Einar and getting us started again next time.